make the ease it into it very casual. Like people just kind of walked up. That's why you may have noticed I already started recording.
Yeah.
So we're on.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're sitting down, we're talking to each other.
She just set up the show perfectly. Guys, I'm sitting here next to AJ Gamez?
Gamez.
Gamez. Okay, I wasn't sure. Gamez.
Yeah,
okay.
Gamez.
So it's not Gomez.
No, it's with an A.
I'm so sorry. I am terribly sorry.
No,
Should we start again?
No, I like it.
Okay. AJ Gamez. Who the hell's AJ Gamez then?
I don't know that person.
Okay. AJ Gamez, I'm terribly sorry. And I am Brian Hayward. There, I just fucked mine up. See?
Is that right? Is that
No,
Hayward?
no, I'm Howard.
I'm going to call him Hayward now.
All right, so anyway, AJ Gamez, apologies. You are an aerialist, a circus performer.
Yep.
What would you describe yourself as?
Circus enthusiast, maybe.
Enthusiast?
Circus
Yeah, but you do it for a living.
owner, circus
What do you own?
lover, circus. We own Swingit Trapeze in
Okay.
Anaheim,
Okay.
California. We specialize in flying trapeze, so we have a full flying rig in our backyard at home, and we also teach aerials, so different apparatuses. We have a German wheel we work with a lot.
So
rolling globe.
so your instruction, because you are a performer.
Yeah, but we do mostly instruction. We have a circus club.
Now, which right off the bat, I have a very well, it's a deep question. Which is more rewarding?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Thank you very much, Miss Gamez.
They are equally differently impactful on my life. Like I feel like I really enjoy the seasons where I teach a lot, and then I get to take a little break and I get to go and perform and get to people in a different way. Either way, it's circus, like touching people's hearts, changing people's lives.
Right.
Yeah.
So were you raised in the circus? Some people are that end
I
up.
was raised at the Ren Fair and in the SCA, so the Society of Creative Anachronism.
And this one?
Yes.
By the way, we're coming to you from the food courty area of the Southern California Renaissance Fair, and I noticed that your skin looks nice, but I'm looking. Oh, it just stopped. Oh God. Anyway, and my skin looks nice, but I'm in a shadow. I mean, you look like normal flesh tone. Are we just
You want
stop?
to switch?
No, I don't, because
Okay.
you're the star. But my people know that I'm nerdy like that. I want all the technology to be perfect. So you started here when? Devore.
So my mom and I would work the fair back in the 90s. And then
What did you do then?
my first job at fair was hawking pouches. I think I was like 8 years old.
A shop that sells little pouches.
Little, yeah.
8
like
years
leather.
old at Devore.
Yeah.
I roughly know how old you are now, but I won't.
Right?
I will not give it away. And so, what was the first performance you did other than the hawking the pouches? Was it at the Renaissance Fair? What was the first time on stage? I guess is what I'm saying.
First time on stage. No,
Officially.
I actually started. I would say. Really, my first time on stage, I started as a magician's assistant with Joseph Derry, who's also performing here. And he had a dinner theater in Orange County
Called?
Merlin's Magic Dinner Theater.
Is it still there?
No, it ran for 25 years, but it closed with the pandemic.
Yeah.
We would do also like variety nights, so variety acts, magicians and stuff, open mic stuff.
Wish it were still open.
Once a month.
Good place to get a gig.
I know, right?
So you came up in this influence, and some people go that are raised in the Renaissance Fair world, they become merchants, or some people just leave it and go on to become an architect, a doctor, a dentist. When was your first time on stage solo then? While doing the act you do now, which you're an aerialist now here.
Yes, and this is my third year. So it's been 3 years of running this act here solo. I've had...
You created it 3 years ago.
I did.
So it's new to you.
It is new to me.
You're still finding the little...
It's still, yes, this year is
exciting, right?
So delicious. Like finding some really fun... I've refurbished the act a little bit, kind of brought up the flow, the musicality. I use my family's music. So
What does that mean, your family's music?
my family's Ciro and Cindy Hurtado, my aunt and my uncle, they are Peruvian musicians.
Okay.
And so they were recently nominated for a Latin Grammy and a Grammy. And so when I use their music.
So their music is what you're performing to?
Yeah. So it's all these influences from like all over my life that just kind of like...
So you are South American heritage?
No, not me, but they are.
Okay, cool.
Interesting families, right?
That sounds fantastic. Although I do know that circus arts south of our border are very popular and respected a lot more than maybe they are here. Yeah. Unfortunately. Is this the only gig?
We're cool.
I think we're cool.
Yeah.
See, guys, we're cool. What other gigs are you doing right now? Are you just working here, or
So I teach during the
in the
week.
Ren Fair world as well?
In the Ren Fair world,
Yeah.
this is my only Ren Fair gig that I do. The other big gig that we do once a year is for Not Scary Farm.
Okay.
And in that, we're mostly producing. We've produced the last 3 years as subcontractors for the company. Their main stage show, so then we hire in the circus acts.
You say we a lot. Who's the other person we're talking about?
His name is Nick.
Nick, and he's your
Nick is my husband.
and business partner.
Business partner.
Okay.
We started as business partners, and we started working together, and we worked together for a long time. And we both had, we were both single parents, and then about 10 years ago, we blended our little families, and then we've just been jamming ever since.
Is he also a circus performer type person?
Nick has been in the circus world since he was about 10 years old.
Oh, real young.
Yeah, really young.
Wow.
And then he started training flying trapeze probably when he was about that old.
Is he out here?
He's not here right now because now that he is older, and he was I did 30 years of circus, and so he became a helicopter pilot.
Because that's a natural transition.
So
From walking on stilts and doing trapeze, helicopter pilot.
He's a flyer. He wants to be in the air. He wants to be,
okay.
helping people.
So we don't get off on him, but I do want to know, who does he work for?
He works for Mercier. So
Okay.
he flies ambulance.
Air
helicopter.
ambulances.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, are you,
He's a
so
great guy.
3 years in, I like this because most of the people I've interviewed on this series have been at it at least a decade.
Yeah.
So I love that fresh perspective, but you have been a performer and in that world since you were a kid. So it's not even fair to say that you're not new. You're not only 3 years old in this business. You are 20-something years, right?
Yeah.
So I just basically, what I'm trying to say is I just wasted 30 seconds of everybody's life because that statement makes no sense. But I do like the idea of a new show. You created the show that you currently perform 3 years ago. Now it's to music, which would make me assume, and by all means tell me I'm wrong, that it's pretty beat to beat, has to stay timed out right. Is there room for? Do you speak? Most aerialists don't.
That's interesting.
Is that true?
I tend to have I never get on a mic.
Okay.
When Nick is here with me, he does the VOG, the little voice of God. He kind of pops over on there.
What's it? Sure.
And nobody knows where it's really coming from, but come on down. The aerial show's about to start. Put money in our baskets, whatever.
Oh, he does the hat line.
Yeah,
But do you speak?
To children.
Okay.
When they're close with me,
Okay.
or when we're talking like this,
Right,
to
right.
really be able to have that moment with people because it's in the round.
Right. I know the area where you are. I know there's some other aerialists that have been in that spot.
Yeah.
And you're there now. And it's pretty wide open in that open field.
Huge.
And you're right in the middle of it.
without the zip line this year.
It's not there?
No.
They don't need to know about that.
Just kidding. There was never one.
What? Okay, so the answer to, are you so scripted that you can play?
Oh, I love playing. Yeah.
So you can go off, the music does stop at a point and you can kind of, okay.
So the idea is that I come out, there's one song I'm out for 15 minutes.
Okay.
There's one song that's about 5 minutes long, and that is all just us playing with the crowd. We do a thing where we tie a knot in the bottom of the silk, and we're confused by it, and it's
We being, if
puzzling.
it's not.
Nick and I.
Okay.
Nick and I, and he goes, "Oh, I'm strong."
Okay.
And I'm just like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. But maybe I can get this little girl in a little dress or something, this knight to come help me. And whoever the kid is, we set them up so that we're going to play tug of war
Okay.
with the silk. So we pull the knot out, and so they stand on one side of the
Hang
knot.
on. Spoiler alert. You're giving away the first part of your...
I know.
But keep going.
We're pulling them in. We're pulling them in.
You are making a point. Go ahead.
It's wholesome, and so they pull the silk apart and stuff, and then we twirl with them.
Okay.
And then at that point, the show begins, and you can't know what happens in the show.
Okay, so we'll stop right there. So in the show, you're an aerialist, and in the website, you're shown on silks. Is that the only apparatus, or is there the hoopy thing or the trapeze thing?
I'm just doing
using the technical
silks.
terms, by the way.
It's very technical.
Thank you very much. Hoopy thing.
It hangs.
So what are you doing here?
Just silks.
Just the silks
I did
here.
hammock, which is like a silk, but
Oh, it's a Yeah.
I've done that before here, but this year, just the silks.
What is your favorite aerialist apparatus?
Ooh.
Now, don't offend people that are big fans of the hoop, of hoopy.
I don't like the hoop.
Ooh.
It hurts me so much. There's soft apparatus areas, and there's
true, because you're
hard
on, and that's probably made of steel, because it has to be strong.
It's like really pushes, and like some people have more tolerance for it, and of course you can build it up. But I like the soft.
I am noticing a lot of folks are using aerial silks in this market.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Because and the only thing that catches me up out here is the wind. The wind is my number one nemesis.
How gusty would it be? Have you ever canceled because of the wind?
Not fully canceled, but I have cut my act short because it got too dangerous.
And because you're up there, you're like a pendulum now. Your body is what's catching wind, and the silks, I guess.
It's this. So like if spoiler alert, splits come out, then you have these two really long.
And you're doing a split,
and then
they
the
start
wind
to.
catches, and you're like a giant sailboat.
That could also be intentional, though.
It's good. It's it makes for good pictures.
Sure. Okay. You've been at it since you were a kid. You've been the act now for 3 years. You generally seem to be liking it.
Yes.
Do you want to go to other shows?
Do I want to go to the shows?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question.
They're laughing at us, by the way, behind us. They're laughing at us for being so clever. No, they're doing vocal warm-up.
I love them.
Yeah. Do you want to go to their shows? What are the thoughts?
I think it would be really interesting.
Okay.
I really do enjoy. I would enjoy meeting other people. I would enjoy seeing other places, interacting with.
Because it seems like you have this nice school down in Orange County, so you have quite a magnet holding you here.
My children, as they have gotten older, I have found myself being able to kind of like go out and like not feel the responsibility, kind of pull to the home and like my home business and stuff. So I can take more time now that my older two graduated high school.
Okay.
And then,
that's awesome.
I know, right?
Let me ask you this
in high
question.
School, but
okay, here's the big question. Yes. AJ Gamez. So sorry. While you're doing your show, probably should have faced the other way. While you're doing your show, or any time during the day out here at the gig, is there one particular thing that almost always brings you joy? I know it's a heavy question, but I always close these interviews with this.
It's so interesting because I find so much joy in this in general.
You seem very happy.
I would say the thing that really like touches my heart and like bubbles over and makes me want to keep doing the things that I do is when either kids or adults come up to me, and now this is my 3rd year, and tell me that they saw me before and that they went and they tried it, and they went and they took a class and it was hard, but they did it and they felt cool, and like, or they they do it already, and so now they're seeing somebody else who does it too, and so the kids are like, wow,
that's nice.
Like, that's really something.
Would you say the circus arts are on the rise in the world of kids and families even knowing about it? Like, instead of going to ballet or soccer on Saturday, my kid goes to aerialist.
I think they should. I think that.
Do you notice it's on its way up? I mean, you would know.
I would say that it's even. It stays kind of even keeled.
We can change that maybe with this video.
I think that people deserve some movement in their life that helps them to feel strong and happy and confident. And,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm doing this with my hand right now, AJ. This reminds me of the editing process. I'm putting all of your website bona fides at the bottom of the screen. I would normally ask you where you're performing next, but you already talked about Not Scary Farm, and we know that you're at the Southern California Renaissance Fair for the next 4 weeks. This will probably go up this week.
Nice. So
you patrons in Southern California, come on out and make sure you see AJ. But where can they go to find out about your aerialist school, and what websites you want to send them to?
I check it out. Swingit Trapeze, SWINGIT trapeze.net. Because trapeze.net.
Genius.
We have a circus club.
Circus club, okay.
Follow us on social media. We have Instagrams and Facebooks.
All right, so guys, you heard it right here from somebody who's going to get in a costume and get up in the air today, and it looks like the wind's going to be cooperative.
Thank you.
Okay. Again, this is AJ Gamez. Apologies again about the pronunciation. I always let my guests say goodbye, so the lens is right there. So look right down the lens and you say goodbye, AJ.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.